Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here, calling from the big island of Hawaii. Bunch of islands here. It's not just one island, in case you don't know it. And we've got lots of stuff to talk about today. So, for people, the chat room, put your questions in there if you want. Come on, whatever. We're open. So, if you feel like you have something to say, important question to ask, please come on, put it in the chat room. We're open, always ready for information, good information. So, Rev.Hawksblood, I've been on Hawaii now for almost 20 years. You're over to Tina, who's been in England, and she'll tell us what's going on there and say hello. Greetings, Tina.
Greetings, Tommy. Hello, everybody. I'm Tina Bird here in the UK, in Southampton. I hope I find you well this evening. And hello to everyone in the US and Hawaii. There's lots been going on here in the UK, so I'll just mention the COVID briefly. So here in the UK, we had Prime Minister and Cobra announcement yesterday, like a map out of COVID. So, and it's going to be done in stages, and there's going to be 5 weeks before each stage. So the first stage is going to happen on the 8th of March, when all primary school children will be going back. School children will be going back on the 8th of March, and they have to be tested, I think, once a week with flow tests. I think university students will go back, or senior students, they'll be tested twice a week, I believe. And then later on, 5 weeks after that, you've got stage 2. And so I think on the 12th of April, zoos can open. So the zoos will be back and open here in the UK. And I think you can have takeaway then. You can eat in, but not after the 15th of May, or 17th, 15th of May, I believe. And then from the 21st of June, so all the restrictions are still in place, all the other safety restrictions. I think on the 12th or 15th, they're going to allow non-essential shops to open. So all of our shops are still closed. As of today, we're still in full lockdown in the UK. Non-essential shops are closed. Still, quarantine issues are still happening here in the UK. We still have to wear masks. We still have to keep 6 feet apart. You still can't enter anyone's home, and you can't mix in their back garden. So you can meet from the end of next month, one person outside. And the month after that, you can meet up to 6 people, or you can go into someone else's household with 2 other people, I believe, if I've got that right. But you can check on the government's website here in the UK. But all restrictions here in the UK should and will be lifted on the 21st of June. Conditions willing, but it will be reviewed every 5 weeks between steps. So if the death toll rises again, then it goes up. They're pushing the vaccines here in the UK. They're saying they have tremendous positive results with the Pfizer and the AstraZeneca, which is probably the what I've heard is the better jab, but they're still getting data on that. So once you've had your first jab, you have your second jab within 3 months, and then nothing's 100%. At least you'll be like between 86, and I think the AstraZeneca is 90%, about 90% covered. Doesn't cover the other strains as far as we know, but you stand a better chance with that. So they're really pushing that out here in the UK. I haven't received my jab yet. My mother has, however, but we're still in full lockdown. You still can't travel out of your county or out of your district, or more than 5 or 7 miles from your home. It's still essential travel only. So between now and June, we should hopefully see that lifting. They've also said, unfortunately, COVID-19 will not be leaving us anytime shortly. So they're going to have try and figure out maybe a yearly vaccination for people. I'm not sure, but again, watch the news, check the facts on the government website, please. And they are saying that people are going to die every year, like they die of pneumonia and they die of the cold. Even though there's a vaccination for the cold, people still die from it. So they're saying COVID-19, people will die from it and will still continue to die from it, but hopefully on a not as large a scale. It's just something we have to live with. But basically, there's no cure. There's nothing we can do. So SARS has been about many years now. It started many years ago. I believe it started years ago in China, and it just mutates. But COVID-19 is a form of SARS. So again, it's SARS we're living here with in the UK. Not sure about the other strains. The African strain has kind of spread here a bit in the UK, not as much, but it's not far from where I live. It's less than 18 miles of where I live, the African strain. So I'm not sure they're doing a mass testing in those areas at the moment. But apart from that, we've had every day I've gone on to Google News here in the UK, and there's been UFO sightings on News Live still on other channels in other countries. Space exploration has been a huge topic, but I'll put it back over to Tommy. But from here in the UK, I've been fine. I have been on flexi furlough, working on and off and working from home. So hopefully the British economy will be back to full strength very shortly, and people still need to continue to wash their hands and be safe. Tommy.
Well, greetings, everybody. Here's the thing. If you follow the news, if you follow the UFO world, you're going to see so many different things coming out, and all this words about disclosure on how the government's going to release this information within 100 years in the United States. There's a few words that people need to understand. What would disclosure mean? What is the definition of disclosure to the world, to what they want it to mean and what it's going to mean? Second of all, the other word that I emphasize a lot here is I call them experiencers. That's the word they like to call themselves. People that come out with all these great stories about what's happening. I'm in Hawaii, and I deal with lots of people. They all know I'm into UFOs and stuff like that. But they tell me stories every day. I can't go out and see somebody that I know that won't tell me another story about UFOs or what's happening. I want to get into that a little bit deeper. But everybody out there that's listening, I want you to try to listen to our show as often as you can. I'm not like all the other shows out there. We're not promoting anything for money. We're not putting books out to make money on what we're talking about. Tina has a couple books out there. I have a couple books out there. I don't have a book on UFOs or aliens. My book's about spiritualism. Our book's about you-know-what. So here's the thing. We're not here promoting lies. We're not promoting other people's stories. Everything we can talk about is things that I experienced, things she experienced, and people that I directly am friends directly with that disappeared and things like that. So, I mean, I'm not making stories up for no reason. There's no reason for me to make everything up. I'm 68. I don't know how many more years I'm going to be on this planet. I'm accountable to God only. And if I start lying to people now, I'll be facing that when I die, which I don't want to do, or I will not do. Tina has hopefully a long time ahead of her yet in her life, as long as she doesn't get too exposed to any more radiation. But in the interim, we got things going on our show that's crazy, like the radiation that she comes up with. That's impossible, people. So, just follow us. We're not here. Some people say we're not top speakers. I didn't graduate college. I'm not a college graduate. But you don't become a college graduate and know anything more about aliens or demons or God.
You don't need to be a college graduate to get abducted, believe me.
Exactly. So what we're talking about is reality for normal people. Any price range that they live in or deal with. So getting back to the facts. Now, I'm on a big island. The Big Island is the biggest island out of all the islands in Hawaii. And there's like 6 big major islands here. And I'm on the biggest one. Now, Honolulu is a separate island. Maui is a separate island. I used to live on Maui for 6 years, which I want to talk about because I'm going to read you a couple letters and a name. Okay, write this down on a piece of paper, and I want you to pull the information up. AMOS. All right, and it pronounces Haleakala. HALEAKALA. That's on Maui. That's the observatory. That's where they just filmed the mothership. So it's not public. It's not going out mainstream. I got it from a mole, a spy, whatever we want. But in the interim, I got it. It's only about a 30-second video. But it's critical because it shows you all these balls of light and silhouette of a ship around it. And they filmed this. And over the past, I mentioned it last week, over the past week, this week, I had 3 people this week say that they actually saw a mothership over the past month or 2. So are you ready for that? I just told my other friend, says, go out there at 2:30 in the morning. That's when I see the ship coming over us. Is it a government ship? I doubt it by every aspect of the word, because first off, it's super big, super quiet. It's incredible as far as how it moves and everything else. And I would
Are
go
you
into
having
the
problems with your microphone, Tommy? There's a lot of pinging and reverb.
really. I don't know why. I don't know if that's going to change anything. Is that
That's
any
better.
different?
Yes, better.
All right. Well, all right. So here's the thing. I see so many things when I go out at nighttime. I mean, if the sky's not cloudy, which it usually is, if it's a clear night, I'll see multiple things. The one thing I've been dealing with for at least almost 3 years already, is this light that blinks at me. I mean, a spotlight in the sky. It's not a drone. It's not a helicopter. It's not a plane. And it's usually, sometimes it'll happen twice or three times in the sky, in different places in the sky. Don't tell me a government drone is just standing there blinking at me because they want to. Can't see it when it's not blinking, but when it blinks, it's a big ball of light, a spotlight, and then it goes out. So when there's nothing it could be reflecting off of, and it happens almost every other time I go out. One night, it blinked at me 120 times. Excuse me. The first time I ever started seeing it, I was shooting Morse code up into the sky, and it blinked back Morse code at me. And that's when I started going crazy in the UFO world as far as where I was and what I was looking at. But it seems like when I went for a walk to throw garbage out, because I had to go down the road to go bag of garbage out, the light would blink at me 2 or 3 times while I was walking that way. And to this day, on this island, wherever I am, I'll see the light blink at me. So what is it? What kind of ship? What kind of race? I have no clue. Didn't figure it out. Nobody can tell me. I got people to see it. I filmed it. Not the best ever, but I filmed something blinking at me. So it's real, and it's not like I'm imagining it. So people, I want you to start waking up just by going out at nighttime. I'd say between after sunsets, about a half hour after, from another 2 hours, or 2 hours before sunrise. Anywhere in between those hours is like the best time to see UFOs. 3 o'clock, not really. Once in a while, I saw something at 3 o'clock when I stayed out half of the night. But usually when I do that, I waste hours doing nothing. And when you're out there sitting in a chair seeing nothing, it gets kind of boring. And believe it or not, it gets cold at night here in Hawaii. Considering we're used to hot weather and it goes down to, we had a record cold last week, 57. And that's not normal for Hawaii. So with that, I'll give it back to Tina.
So this week, Tommy has actually said lots of space things. For months there was nothing, and it was all on the down and quiet. But here in the UK, they've made a terrific announcement, if you can believe it. Just so I get this right, the UK Space Administration, the UK Space Project, if you like, are asking for astronauts. So if anyone would like to apply to be an astronaut and it's been your dream job, they put a criteria up online. So put UK Space Agency in the internet and put or look on the news. So the UK Space Agency are asking for people to come forward if you like to be an astronaut. So they've put it out to general population, but they have put a criteria in there. So please read that. So they've taken an unusual step of, instead of people coming forward and volunteering, they're asking for people. So instead of taking people from the science or military groups, they're asking for people to come forward who they can train. Again, you must meet their criteria. So please check that out online. There's been loads of space launches within this last month. There's so many that's just been reported this week that I couldn't be able to keep up with it. But it's been reported that NASA has another 5 rovers on the way to Mars as we speak. The NASA Mars helicopter has put its first report in. So when Hope went there, they've got, is it Perseverance there, the rover? They sent back its first pictures. The helicopter's done its first report, so we're waiting to see pictures on that. And this week, it's been reported that they've sent up seeds and worms to the space station, to ISS. So they're obviously seeing I know they've grown food before in space, and they've used recycled water to grow food. But they're taking worms up and seeds to the ISS station. So look out for the results or what they're doing with that. Also, there's loads in space exploration, as Tommy said, that has gone on this week. Again, I do mention that there's been sightings, like Tommy said, it's been reported here in the UK that there's been sightings in Hawaii. There's also been widely reported, as Tommy said, that there's been a mothership that has been spotted, and it's huge. So check out what Tommy said, because they have been reporting that here in the UK that it has been seen in that area. And that's it, I believe. So we haven't. What has gone quiet for a while, I'm trying to find pictures of it, is when the Chinese put a lander on the moon, and they, like a little mini rover, wasn't it? And it went off taking pictures. I haven't seen any pictures of the Chinese rover or any pictures come from the moon lately. So that went up there a year or two ago now, must be. So we haven't seen pictures from that. If it's died, then fair enough, but didn't know what happened, so that kind of all went quiet. Haven't seen any new pictures of Mars from the other NASA rovers, so that's kind of gone quiet, because obviously they're all focused and attentions on Perseverance. But we need to know the data that's been collected. We've got to get no feedback from any data that's been collected on Mars and what's happening up there, or space exploration further than that. But I'll chuck it back to Tommy for now. Tommy.
So this thing about the astronauts, they're asking for astronauts in the United States as well.
Oh, right.
So they put it out. I think they want 100 astronauts. They said they'll choose and pick from people that submit their application. So we know what that really means, and I hate to say it, which I think they're planning on sending a lot more ships to Mars. People don't know that they have ships that can go to Mars already. They don't want to brag about that yet. But if they're suddenly asking for lots of people to join the astronauts and become part of the crew, they're ready to send more ships up. So
it was my thinking. They announced last year. I don't think it was a British. It may have been a British, but I thought it was. I've seen it on the news or space program that they were building a launch platform, which have obviously must have completed now, near the moon or on the moon, both near and on the moon. They're going to build it in space so they could leapfrog from the Earth to there to go on to Mars. But I also saw a snippet of news today. I don't know what the truth is in it, but they're actually going. They will start taking seniors into space in the next 5 to 10 years. So they've obviously made huge breakthroughs. So we're getting there slowly. We got comments in our box from our visitors.
Oh, hey, Howard, you want to come on my show? Come on. But okay, you're right about that. But see, what I see happening is they need people on the moon to put this station together. It's not going to be they're going to send the whole space station there. It'll be too big. But that's a definite. And when they remember, anything the government tells you is always about 25 years past due. I mean, or even up to 50 years. So when they say, well, we're going to do this, they're doing it. They just need a reinforcement to what they're doing. They're not going to expose our ships. And I put it out there mainstream. The Delphi and the Aurora are both two ships that we had a long time ago. And I'm talking 25 years ago or longer. Yeah. So what they have now even, and people, oh, here comes Sasha. Let me bring him in. Hold on. Greetings, Sasha.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys?
Hello, Sasha. Good evening.
Good.
So you want to say hello or you want to just listen for a minute?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, sorry, I just went for a walk, and they've been spraying chemtrails over so much over the past couple of weeks, which is crazy as well. You know, I'm dealing with so many different things. I'm trying to get a bike, 3-wheel bike, and it's taking forever. They keep screwing up the order because I want to put all my camera stands and go down to the cliffs and film at nighttime.
I take it an umbrella is not going to help with the chemtrail problem.
No.
That would be nice if it was simple as that.
Well, it would be. Yeah, so it's a combination. It's affecting the ground. It affects every single thing you eat, touch.
Yeah.
So when they say, okay, it's organic, there's no such thing as organic anymore. Because if they take it out of an organic room, it's exposed to the air, which is non-organic. Organic.
Mm-hmm.
So, getting back to the point, where are we going with all this? I have no clue. Now, we're going to put up a couple of suggestions, but getting back to what I said, you need to watch the sky. You need to follow the news. You need to follow the little details that they don't brag about. All right. When they say the U.S. government is going to release their files, I want to get into that pretty heavy because everybody thinks that's going to be, oh, they're going to come out and tell us, oh man, sorry, everything's so real. And basically, they're still fighting over Tic Tac. I said a Tic Tac picture is a lame picture of a dot in the sky. For 30 years already, Sergeant 18 and I have shot and put pictures up of real ships over us that we didn't make, weren't recreated. So for them to say they're going to release Tic Tacs, what are you, brain dead? There's real ships up there and we can see them. So let's not go to a Tic Tac. I mean, it's so far from mainstream.
Talk about news like that being released. I'm not sure if it's the UK or US government. I think it is the US or the UK government. Just double check. This week, quietly tried to release loads of documents appertaining to space programs, abduction, and they actually said that they'd had ships and they back engineered this. They obviously showed the documentation heavily redacted. But that's out there. 13 very top secret documents were released. That was this week. So keep your eyes out. I haven't been able to see, I've seen one page, but I haven't seen the rest. But next week, I'll try and find a clip to come on with. But they are releasing documents now here more and more in the UK, which is something they never did before. So
the one I told you, I think I kind of went into it last week about the ship shooting down an alien ship and then bringing it aboard, and then the aliens turn these people into stone.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to release, whether they're real stories or not, or how real they are, they're going to try to make people think totally different about the space program and what aliens are. I mean, somebody's saying it's just about fear. Well, the fear is that it's true. It shouldn't be like, oh, don't fear it. There's nothing good aliens ever did for the human race. And I'll debate anybody on it anytime, because basically, I use the word agenda. Every race has an agenda. The human race, each race, the Spanish, the British, I mean, whatever nationality, whatever country has an agenda. And basically that's how they live. And none of us agree here. And we can't even get an organization in the United States to decide who's going to be president, vice president, without fighting over it. And then when we get somebody in, they're fighting against the other party that's there. And we're going to talk about aliens agreeing with us, coming here to help us what? They've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. And did they give us any kind of help? Well, they made us. No, they didn't make us. If you want to believe that, go right ahead. And if they did, what did they make us? Idiots? I mean, if you're going to make something better. And if that was true, we'd be better than them. And they wouldn't want to deal with us anymore because we're so much more advanced, which we're not. And technology, people, is not anything to do with spirituality. And technology isn't going to help mankind move forward in a spiritual way, even though they're trying to say that fifth dimension, sixth dimension will be more spiritual. No, you don't become more spiritual because you went into a different level of energy in this realm. So, people, I want you to stay aware. Get on the internet. Follow these people speaking. Listen to what they're saying. Nothing. Don't pay $2,000 to spend a week to go to a UFO conference that you're going to learn absolutely nothing. You have 50 million more lies about what's not happening. All right. And I'll tell you this. I've been in it all my life. Every person out there, 99.9%, that tell a story about UFOs, aliens, or their being an experiencer, every year they tell that story, it just gets better. All right. I mean, even these people telling stories from 50 years ago, the story is incredible now. Richard Dolan had this guy talking about one of the abductions that was happened before Travis Walton did. I said, yeah, guess what? A long time ago. Is it helping us now in any way? All right, to know, and these people, except somebody like Tina, is a lot more aware of what happened on the ship. Now, Travis Walton is still trying to figure out what really happened on the ship when he was there. All these other people that go into the experiences are talking about, quote, good experiences. Oh, they showed me this. They took us to these worlds. They did this. They did that. And they can't even come up with a pencil from them. So imagine all this programming that these people, Corey Good, who I'll debate in a second, anytime, any place, anywhere, who's afraid to come out because he's a storyteller. And all these people, all these big name speakers are great storytellers. Michael Sala, Richard Dolan, Corey Goody, all these people, put them together and you'll hear some far-fetched story, how bad the U.S. government is and how they're doing all these bad things. Remember this, people. Nobody in the UFO world is talking about the truth. And they're still talking about we need to disclose an alien ship. Disclose an alien ship. Is that going to change anything? No, disclose what the aliens are doing, why they're here, and then you got a real disclosure. But the word disclosure, talking about a ship in the sky.
Thank you.
And then when you try to say you saw it, oh, they try to tear it apart and say it wasn't a ship. Well, what if they told you there's ships over us every hour?
Tommy, all the years I've been hearing reports, films about UFOs, government videos. Now, this and the Nimitz, was it the Nimitz tape where the F-16s or F-8 got this Tic Tac on film, right? So where I have never seen footage of a F-16 or F-18, whatever it is, chasing a weather balloon.
Well, no, they were
swamp gas.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what swamp gas looks like from an aeroplane's point of view at night, moving about. And I want to see footage of all these air balloons, especially at night, the ones that can pulsate light and move about. I've yet to see footage. I've seen footage of UFOs. I haven't seen any footage of that. So that would be quite interesting to see.
On that, even, they create new words because, everything is a freak of lightning. When lightning strikes, oh, that's what you saw. I mean, a silhouette of a man appears. Well, that was just a freak of the wind, the weather, the snow. I mean, they throw these ridiculous combinations together to create the scenario of what you supposedly saw to make it something they want.
I don't know what you saw. They didn't know what you've seen. It wasn't there.
But then again, they'll take a stupid story and make it the top story in the world. Now, I don't know if you know this. They released a video, a year ago, about this little entity that comes walking out of a house and does an Irish jig, and they said it was a whatever they called it. And I said, to believe that that's a real alien is so ridiculous. Now, I did all my research on that. First, I watched it about 100 times and said that's definitely not a real alien or an entity. Second of all, I took the pictures of the kid, her son, and he's real skinny. And I said, take his clothes off, and he's skinnier. And then I said, put a freaking diaper on his head, and he looks like that. Now, the jig that he does is so stupid, but they said, well, nobody could walk like that. Yes, you can. Take the image of how, and put your arms out and squaddle and walk. You could do the exact same walk. So what I'm saying is, on Ancient Aliens or whatever these,
they don't walk. They don't walk like that. When their movements are, you see them like plodding along. They don't walk like that. When the one was next, literally 2 feet away from me, it went to bend or crouch forward, bend forward, but from where the human hips would be. But this thing, it was low. It wasn't a right movement. They don't move like us. The movement was off from the lower hips, like from the hips, but about this much lower from the hips, and it kind of bent forward, but it wasn't as a human would bend. No human could make that movement because their hips are higher, so they don't move like that at all.
But what I'm saying, on the show, they rated that in the top 10 UFO sightings. I said, you look at the movement. First up, you see a light by the door. The door opens and it comes out. It opens the door, walks out. I said, "Oh, this creature has nothing else to do but dance in front of a camera. Come out of the house." Now she said, "Oh, we were in bed at 8 o'clock. So if she was in bed at 8 o'clock, she didn't know her son could have walked out there and did his little jig outside in front of the house. Plus the door was open. All right. Why would any creature entity do that in the first place?"
Alien abductees can't move when these creatures are about with the lights, and you can't. I can't. You could. I couldn't even move my eyes. So how they got that, I'll never know.
But see, they attack the good stuff that's even close to real, and they have to promote the garbage in the UFO world. All right, all the things I saw. If I had videos of everything I saw, I could blow the whole world away. And I'm sure if Tina had a pocket camera in her body, and I met a guy from the FEMA who had a camera inside his eye. So if they abducted him, he would be able
I've got
to.
something behind my eye. I've got a lump. They said I had. Is it photo? I kept when I shut my eyes, everything was still bright white. When I went for an eye scan behind my eyes, they found this lump about the size of my thumb. It's quite large. And they normally said sometimes it's calcium deposit. And he showed me a picture of a calcium deposit. He said that we don't know what it is. He said it's along your optic nerve, and it sits there like that, and then goes. It's literally on the back of your eye. They can't remove it, and they don't know what it is. They don't know what it's doing there. So, but I get photophobia. But that's the eye I saw when I woke up one night. When I saw all those, I was awake, looking around the room like I am now, and I just all these numbers were just shooting along my eye. Just this eye, not this eye. And I had to blink, and it was just shooting along my eye, and then the numbers were dropping down.
Well, see, here's the thing. Tina had a couple implants removed from her as well. So, I mean, she did it all. She's been around. Look, people, she's not a storyteller like a lot of these people are. She's got no reason to. She's not trying to make millions of dollars off of the story. I mean, I hope she does. When she puts her book out, UFO book, I mean, I hope it's a good sell because it's real.
Are you guys radioactive today?
We don't know yet.
I haven't done that yet, no.
I'll let Tina do that later. We'll do that before the show closes.
Okay. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, people, there's so much going on with disclosure coming out. What are they going to disclose, really? Like I was saying, they're going to put a lot of the real hardcore stories out to make people not believe it or say, wow, it's dangerous. But at the same time, they're talking, the UFO world's talking about fake alien invasion. And I listened to a show just 2 days ago. Oh, they're going to have fake aliens helping them create a fake alien invasion. How does that go? How does that make any kind of common sense?
Who has the money in a world pandemic to make fake aliens and worry about that?
Elon Musk.
But they said
no, he just lost $15 billion, hasn't he?
Wait, he lost billions?
15? Was it $15 billion? He's no longer the world's richest man, is he?
Why? Why did he lose that?
Was it a lawsuit or something? I'm not sure. You'll have to look. Check it out online. Have a look. You
said Bill Gates or Musk?
Elon Musk.
Musk.
Well, Bill Gates is the richest person on the planet right now. Whether he can hold the title or not, I'm sure every rich person's fighting for that. Because nobody became a trillionaire yet. And he's close to, I mean, he could be close to getting there. But here's the thing. I don't want to talk about rich people because they're evil. I want to talk about people like you and me that are being abducted, that are seeing ships, and what are we going to do about it? Is there anything we can do about it? And does the government really care? Now, everything you hear is about a tic-tac or a little ship in space, or whether a real ship's a real ship or whether it's a Russian ship or German ship. If Russian ships were traveling over us, we would be in serious trouble.
Tommy, this thing I've seen, this is like tic-tacs, right? So imagine this is the biggest plane in the world. This like trolley coin is the biggest plane in the world, right? The biggest object, like the space station, space station size, yeah, ISS size. Now, so you see this, right? Now, this thing I saw in Jupiter. So imagine that. This thing. There's no way on earth that this thing was made by mankind. This thing was it was huge. It was at the bottom right-hand corner. As we came down underneath it, it was absolutely huge. It was like black, and it was like a torpedo, it's like a huge submarine in space, and mankind couldn't have even built that. It was I've never it's huge. I can't tell you how big it was. It was just huge. Mankind could build that. If that thing came to our Earth, it would affect our gravity.
Well, a friend of mine who just was released from jail, Sean David Morton. All right, he's dying. He's got cancer. They said it's incurable. They can't operate on it. But he discovered Area 51. And the people want to understand what that meant. He took people there every second Thursday because a ship would come in and they would watch it. And these weren't motherships. These are giant ships that were landing at the base going into Area 51. So when you talk about a mothership, which I have 4 people tell me in the past month now, past 2 weeks really, that the mothership blocked off 2 blocks as it came in. So that's a big ship. Where would something like that land? How would it not be seen landing? And all the other little things that go around it. Well, you put false truth out there, brainwash people, like how the Pentagon, when a ship hit, nobody saw it. And there's more cameras on that square block than any other part of the United States. And they didn't film it? How is that possible?
Didn't say it, did they?
So, the cover-up is mind-boggling. People say, well, how could they? Real simple. When Truman created MJ-12, they were the elite. They knew every fact. They were responsible for every fact. They were responsible for taking people out. Now, I did a show with TJ Morris, ET Radio, and she's still doing her shows. I've been cutting down working with her. But her husband said he worked for the government. She did too. And he killed 140 people for the government. And he said he also flew the first UFO for the president. All right. Now, Danny Brinkley, who's linked up with David Wilcock, also killed 40 people for the government. So think about that. Well, who are these people? Why are they killing them? So there's a reason how it stayed quiet. And it wasn't because we said, you be good now, or I'll spank you if you tell the truth. I mean, they just take the people out. My best friends disappeared. 2 of them were killed. I mean, I can go on and on. I have a total of about 9 people that killed, disappeared, put in jail, or in the nut house. The one in the nut house is still in the nut house on Long Island. And he shot the best video. People, I saw the video before he sent it around the world.
Just on that subject about videos, what happened? There's a group, a local group to me, which is normally you can't get a UFO group. This is called Hampshire UFO Group. Hampshire UFO Group. Now, people asked. I was interviewed by a radio host last year or the year before, Paranormal Peep Show, and they said to me at the time, they asked me a question and said, was there anything to substantiate my claims as to UFOs being seen in the area? And I knew for a fact that one had. But it's recently come to light about the time I was having the serious abductions, just literally outside my house, not far from where I live now, and even back then, it's within the same distance. This UFO was shot in Southampton water. So if I stand on this side of the shore, I can look across. I can see a military base, and I can see a nuclear power station, a fully power station from my shore where I stand. And I live 2 minutes from the shore here, and at my old house about 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes from the shore. Now this UFO was filmed by the UFO Group. You'll see it in daylight, or just come out in the evening. Over the water, I'm not sure because of the light. Sorry, I hate this camera. So you'll see it there. Sorry, and hold on, I'll fast forward a bit. And there's a police helicopter actually flying around this. Now, when this gentleman asked the police for a disclosure, said, "What police helicopter do you have up surveilling it?" And the police said that they didn't. But they actually have it on film, the police helicopter going around the UFO over the military and over the site. They filmed on 2 separate occasions with different people. And on the second occasion, after many times of asking, the police confirmed because they had it on footage. So there's the dates there at the bottom. There's the UFO in the sky and the police helicopter. So there's the dates, there's the evidence. That's a real UFO being filmed over a power station and a military base in Southampton in the UK. The police said originally they denied it, and they denied it and denied it, and the military denied it. And then they said, well, we've got the number of the spotter of the police helicopter. Then the police admitted that they had a helicopter following or escorting or watching this UFO on 2 incidences, never reported anywhere else. And I believe Mr. Gary Heseltine was a acting policeman at the time. I'm not quite sure, just double check that. But he was going to look into the case and ask for that information. So if you watch that it's an actual interview, and I'll show you what interview it was. I'll get the it back up. So that's the interview, people. So if you can see that, Southampton UFO documentary, Paranormal Files, episode 3. So you can find that now on YouTube. And everything you need to know about that incident and the police being there, then denying it, and the UFOs. You've actually got footage of the military base, of a power station, with this UFO above it, with the police following it on 2 occasions. So that was here in Southampton Water, and that was about the same time as I was having my. You'll see later on, if you look in the Southampton case from 2 years ago, it's printed 2 years ago now, maybe two or 3 years ago. So if you look in the BFOG, Birmingham UFO Group abductee case files, you'll see my case has already been printed and dated with those dates already on. So that just goes a long way to back it up. Evidence of abduction and UFO spotted in the area at the time I was being abducted. I'll just see that this week. So there you go. Tommy, any questions, Sasha? He's on mute, Tommy.
He's hiding from us.
I'm my bad, guys. I'm chopping up food in the kitchen. I'm listening.
All right. I'm just trying. Oh, I'm going to put the picture up of the ship. I'm going to see if I can get you to see it. Tell me if you can see it. All right. That was the ship filmed over Maui.
Wow. That's
it's a video. Weird, isn't it? It's a video. So it's only about 30 seconds long.
Oh, has that been on the internet? I think they've shown that over here.
Okay, because it looks like a lot of little lights, but my friend that actually was underneath it here on the island I'm on, and he said when it flew over, the windows were spaced out. They weren't like a straight row across the ship. They were in different places on the ship. So why they would do that, or what, I mean, there must be some reasoning behind it for them, but we don't know. I don't know what it is. But he said when it came, it started at the corner of 2 blocks away, and as it went over, the 2 blocks were blocked out, and he couldn't see the sky at all. It was completely covered out. And then the next day, the 2 girls told me they saw the ship coming over the ocean towards them. And it's just mind-boggling what's happened here in Hawaii. And the 2 people here, third phase of the moon, they're not talking much about it.
Why the newspapers? Why aren't NASA there? Why aren't scientists there? Why aren't the military there? What's going on?
You know, way back, I don't know if you remember the name SETI and ESETI. Well, yes. There was the government SETI, and then there was the private SETI. I was friends with the president and the vice president of the private SETI, and they were trying to get signals from the aliens and all that. But basically, they came into her house, her office, and they injected her and the vice president. And they said, you're not going to be able to do anything about this. She went out to a reservation for 2 weeks to see if they could help her. She came back. She said, I'm deathly sick. She died a week later. The vice president died a month later. And then you never heard the word SETI again. So they completely eliminated the SETI. But that's when they put the movie SETI out with what's her name? Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster.
And they did that movie. Contact, and they showed you that movie and basically what was going on. You put truth out there, and they squiggle it around and things so that they're showing you, but they're not showing you. Because the New World Order has to tell you whatever they do before they do it. That's their belief system, and they do, whether you listen to that or not. Somebody's in the chat room. I'll read it in a second. But it's up to us to really start piecing all these little facts together. Did you read the question?
Yeah, on that, Vladimir, on that subject, I believe it was the time of there's a star system called Draco, isn't there? And about the time they built the pyramids, or just before that, they mentioned the draconian race and the you know. There
Well,
you
we've
go.
got there's a
Draco
couple
race.
different races, though. Like you got the draconian race, you got the reptilian race. Are they friends with us? Of course not. Are they beneficial to us? Of course not. Did they ever help us? No.
But I mean, they've eaten us.
Well, they like eating us. Yeah, that's their main. Well,
They didn't like me. They put me back.
Well, no. See, there's two reasons, and you said it, Teen. They need two things or three things. They need blood, they need embryos, and they need food.
Mm-hmm.
And we fill all three categories for them. And that's basically all races. The human race has everything on this planet they'll eat. So they got plenty of food. It's not like we're going to run out of food that we have to go out and find aliens to eat.
So why am I a human?
So why are you a human?
It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous.
Well,
Yeah, it is.
The other thing is spirituality doesn't fit into the UFO world.
Right.
Because the UFO people have no spirituality. They say they do.
I don't know about that, Tommy. I think you're looking at that wrong. I think you are right. I think we have a spirit or soul inside of us, which they either interchange or take. They leave their bodies at will. We don't leave our bodies until we die. We have something they want, whether it's our body as a vessel, but we're in it. I'm not sure. There is something to that does need looking at.
Oh no! See, the level of spirituality that I'm trying to get to is the understanding of God. No alien race does, and they're not going to teach us about God because we got other things too that affect this world. The word is Satan. All right, he dwells here, and he's real, just as real as aliens are. Demons are as real as aliens are, and there's more demons and aliens demons attacking reality right now than probably aliens are.
Well, they used to call aliens angels, didn't they? The winged beings that came down from the sky.
The Christian religion will call aliens demons. So, whatever your belief system is, molds it into whatever you want it to be. So the combination is we are in trouble, all right? Not only with our mentality of how we treat each other, but how others are going to treat us. Oh, treat others nice. So the Pope comes out and says, we're going to teach aliens Christianity. Really? Is that what we need to do?
They can't stop aliens from taking people in their own home. You got no chance.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck teaching aliens.
Yeah.
Well,
good luck there.
We hear such lies every day, and in the UFO world, they get bigger and bigger, and people believe them, and people will pay money. I just want to show you the combination of money. Why in politics, it's only about money. It's not about people. It's not about people that we need to run for government or politics. It's about money to pay for people to run for politics. They should make money a legal thing when it comes to politics. The government should fund everybody with a certain amount of money, and that should be it. When a person spends, or somebody donated what, $5 million to
I've got to stop you right there, Tommy, because I tell you what, as a taxpayer, a British taxpayer, I'm going to start asking for a tax rebate. They're hiking taxes to cover the cost of COVID or the cost of furlough. I've been abducted many times in this country. I'm paying taxes to be protected. I pay taxes to the local police. We pay taxes for the armed forces. We pay national insurance. We're asked to give to charity for our British forces.
Tina, stop. Wait. We need you to do that. Nobody ever won that kind of a case. If we could get enough people, you have people that were witnesses, and we subpoenaed by the government, by class action, they have to release the video.
I'll be dead before I reach court. You know that, don't you?
They'll get you before then. I know that.
Yeah.
But we got to try something, because everything else we're doing is not working. All these whistleblowers coming out aren't helping us at all. They feed us more stupid information. Blame the U.S. government. Do you know the United States government had 2 major wars with aliens that I know of, and save
I
mankind.
mean, people on this planet are enraged because somebody gets shot or somebody dies, or that is terrible, and we should not be hurting each other. We're all human, regardless of how we look, our sex, our race, what we look like. We're all human on the inside. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all
Except
human
Trump.
beings. Well, we know he's human. Come on.
No, he's not.
But they are outraged, which quite rightly so. But when someone says an alien being, not a human being, is coming from another planet into our airspace, into our homes, taking you aboard a foreign ship, and they are committing war crimes. That's what it is, war crimes
It's
against
war.
humanity. And then what's the government doing? Why aren't the human beings being outraged about people being abducted?
You know why? Because they have no way to stop it. And they don't want the world to know that, because we go in panic. It would.
Well, in that case, can I have my tax money back, please?
Well, that's true. You should get your tax money back. Everybody that's been abducted and even have different parts of their body affected and stuff. All these people that had to get implants removed and things like that. There's not too many people removing implants because too many people don't want to get involved with that. The person that did it, I'm trying to think what his name was, but he
I have
died.
one removed on. I'm not going to have another one done. I got another one in there. No,
He died 2 years ago. And I saw his vial of all the implants he removed. He had tubes of these vials of these implants he removed. So, and they showed a video of him removing one, and you actually saw it moving in his underneath the skin.
It's when it irritates you and it comes to the surface. Mine was on my bottom, and it's like a bad bee sting. I woke up with like a bee sting on my bottom, and it got worse throughout the day, and always on like a Friday.
Well,
so I woke up.
Didn't you show yours out?
Didn't I?
When you had yours cut out of your butt, didn't you throw it out?
My husband did at the time. Well, we didn't know what it was back then. He didn't put, because he said there's no entry. I said to him, feel my butt, and I said, it's hurting. See if I've been stung by a bee. So he very gentlemanly had a look, and he's like, it's like a peach, babe. There's nothing on there. I'm like, just push there. I said, is there any red marks? He's like, no. I said, look, I put my finger on it. I said, look, feel that. You can feel it. And he said, there's something under the skin that you can actually feel it. I said, it's stinging like mad. I said, get it out. And he's like, no, go to the doctors. I'm not a surgeon. I'm like, no, get it out. I can't. It's doing my head in. It's got worse throughout the day. It's just stinging like mad. I put cream on it. He wasn't going away. I said, you either cut it out or I'm going to get a pair of tweezers or a knife and cut it out myself. He's like, no, go to the hospital. I'm like, no, it needs to come out now. So he got a pair of nail clippers, because quite close to the surface, pair of nail clippers and something else he had. And I said, right, get some tissue and a bit of antiseptic. And he's like, he didn't want to do it. He said, I'm not a doctor. I could be hurting you. I like, get it out. So I was very persistent, and reluctantly he gave in. I laid on the bed and he's like, I can see. He said, but there's no entry room. It's got to be an abscess. He said, it's got to be an abscess anyway. So he cuts my bottom. I can feel him cutting it, but it's not worse than stinging pain. Yes, it does hurt, but it wasn't worse than the stinging pain. And after like a couple of bits, he got it out, and he said, oh my God. I said, what? He said, get us the tweezers, cut it, gets the tweezers and gets it out and shows me. And I flip out. The second he takes it out, the pain stops. The stinging just stopped. The second he took it out, it just stopped. I flipped over quickly, and in these tweezers, it had like it looked like a tiny piece of grey membrane, and I really couldn't see it. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, got the nail clippers and like ripped the membrane. It was like a tiny, oh God, probably half the size of the end of that rubber, but it was round, like the end of a matchstick, about the size of the end of a match, the bulb bit on there, and it was spherical, and it was silver, and it was like a tiny ball bearing. That's what it looked like. It wasn't a piece of flint or anything. It was a tiny ball bearing. He's like, how did it get in there? There's no markings for it to get into your body. Nowhere on your bum. Nothing. So, and he's like, and he looked at me, and he looked really worried, and he looked scared, and he put Dettol on it, and it stung a bit, and all the pain went the second it came out, and he just wrapped it. He said, doesn't talk about this, and got the tissue, threw it in the bin, and he said, never talk to me about it again, and never did. We didn't know what it was at the time. I just thought I'd been stung by a bee, or like a wasp or something. And yeah.
I worked with a person, his name was John Edmonds, and he said he killed 18 grays. Well, I don't want to go into the story about all that, He was partially real about some things, but he lied about a lot of other things. But here's the thing. When he said, I was talking to him on the phone, and there was noises at the door, and then I never heard from him for 2 days. And then when I finally got him, he says, well, there was an alien there, and he chased him inside the other part of his house on another house he had, a small garage shed house, whatever. And he said he was fighting with it in there, and he killed it. And he cut it with a sword, how he kills his aliens with a sword. And I said, wow. He said it shook the house, knocked it off the foundation, and I finally killed it. And then I said, well, what'd you do? He said, well, it just disappeared. His theory, which he says, if you don't cut the head off, the alien disappears. I said, well, how would he know that if he never cut the head off an alien? First off, because he never had the alien as evidence. But I said, well, what'd you do with the blood? He goes, well, I wiped it off because it was eating up my sword. And I said, what'd you do with that? He goes, I flushed it away because it's like acid. Wouldn't you, if you had a brain, wouldn't you put that in a bottle? And
yeah, you do something with it.
I mean, he had blood tested many years ago.
I don't think you'd need a knife. These little bit, if it's the little ones he's on about, the little, I don't know why people call them grey because they're like glowy,
there's 5 different
they're like
colors.
white. They do have different skin tones. Yeah, they do have different skin tones, but a human being could easily incapacitate one of these beings. They're like a being within a being. If that's,
right, but
you could
like
easily.
You said, they keep you under control, so you're frozen, so you really can't.
They subdue you with the light, and it's the frequency of light, and it's like a pheromone in it. Yeah.
Well, we really don't need to be. I mean,
it's nearly this time because we're running out of time.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we're running out of time. Sorry, people.
So this part of the show, everybody, now, because we used to do it in the middle of the show, I have a guided counter here in England. There it is there. It's exactly the same as Tommy's. I bought it on Amazon. It was quite cheap. It came in a box with instructions. So I'm going to turn it on for you now. And so at the top is a volts is the electrical magnetic field, and it's volts. Can you see that? Volts per meter. And the bottom one, see the sign there, is micro Teslas. So it picks up radiation. So mine's not active. So my TV is not giving off anything at the moment. So I have one of these smart new computer. Everything's in the TV screen. So mine is not giving off anything at the moment. So so it's not giving off electrical magnetic field. So it's not picking up anything from my TV. So, but when sometimes I put it towards my head, not all the time, may I add. So Tommy's is going off with his screen there. I'm just going to pop my hair up just so you can see my I'll just pin my hair back quickly just so you can. I've got a lot of it, so we'll see if we're going to oh, there you go, and it's beeping already. So can you see it's on 82 now, 87, 79, 83? Closer I go to my head, higher it goes up.
Tina, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Put your Geiger counter down by your legs.
Down my leg. Nothing. Oh yeah, hold on. I've got it's 0.07 on my just below my right knee, but it's not beeping. And my left foot, it's 0.221. Near my foot. Nothing. But my partner last week or the week before. On my wrist is. Oh, hold on.
You know what? I just found out when I go past when I go past my stomach, the electromagnetic field disappears.
Oh, there you go. So, can you? I hate this thing. It's trying to.
That's because, Tommy, I think your upper body is exposed to your screen, so it's giving off everything forward. But because I'm assuming you have a desk blocking your.
Hold on, I'm moving away.
So we're going to go back to my head, and that's my head. Well, it's 105. What did you say at 1.05 then?
Oh, the glare! Gotta hate the glare.
Hold on.
Okay, I can see it better there.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's 658.
Hold on, let's go this side. That was higher. Got the higher.
Okay, you're right about that.
It's a bloody glare, isn't it? Can you see that?
Mine's at 140 on the top, though.
It's trying to get it. There you go.
But you didn't come up with any radiation lately, did you?
There you go. 1. Did you see that then?
Yeah, she's been giving off radiation this whole time.
I'm not.
Tommy, you're more of an EMF guy.
Yeah.
But my electrical magnetic field now is 16.
Oh, okay. You're giving off. Oh, yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
It's very low, but it's there.
Yeah, but when I put it on me, it starts going up. Oh, bloody God, Kate!
But remember, when many times it was really high on the low side, on the bottom.
Oh boy, that's the highest I've seen so far, like 1.1.
Oh no, it was. What was it when we first did it? It was.
No, this is microteslas he's on about.
Right.
Yeah, it's going up now.
1.2, 1.3.
Yeah. Stop thinking. Think of nothing.
1.3.
So
do you remember the movie Children? Did you see the movie Children of the Dam?
That's the Village of the Dam. Was that little blonde kids?
Yeah. Well, he had to go in there and he couldn't think of anything because he could read his mind, and they had to plant the bomb in it. And his mind was crumbling like a wall, breaking piece by piece, and they were trying to get in.
So the volts per meter starts when my radiation stops, but now it's completely away. And then if I put it on my head.
Well, have you been having any of the symptoms that you had like a couple months ago?
Last couple of days, my partner said that I've looked very peaky. I've been very tired. I've been very tired. My teeth stopped falling out, and my nails they're ripping, but I've not lost any, and my hair's not too bad.
Okay. So I don't know how to say it. Where the radiation came from, how you got it, how it comes and goes. But thanks for that, Tina. People, radiation doesn't go on and off like a switch. It doesn't just
Any questions? Well, Vladimir, could you answer that, or anybody else, if they could give us an answer to why I emit radiation? I don't carry a bag of it about. I don't keep it in the house.
Any radioactive people out there that understand it to the max?
Yeah. So before I go, I'm going to push my books. Nothing to do with UFOs, but it's about immortal people actually that do possess mental gifts. So I've come up with this. So there is The Guardians of Light and The Brotherhood of the Night by T.A. Bird. That's me. It's quite a chunky book, and you can buy that on Amazon. It's available on Amazon Kindle and on download. And this is Erotica. That's by me. It's a short story. You can get this actually for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So if you go onto Amazon and you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free. It's available on download. You can have samples, I think, as well. You can look at it. There's a picture of me, and that is Erotica book. Yeah. So they're my 2 books at the moment. But apart from that, I've been Tina Bird here in the UK. Please like me on Facebook. I've got an author's page. I've got an author's page on Amazon. Just starting out, so please like, share, share, and keep going, guys. Vladimir, I'm not quite sure where you are in the world. But give us a shout out to your location and let us know if you see any UFOs or anything to report in your part of the world, or you can answer any of our questions from today. Like, yes.
When are we going to be able to grab a little more time of your life? Like maybe another hour, half hour. I mean, you sit to an hour in your life.
Well, here in the UK, actually, it's 8:05 in the evening now here in the UK.
Okay.
So when the summertime comes, it goes spring forward. So it goes forward an hour. So But
you're locked in your house. You're not doing anything, are you?
I'm just going to have my food. I have a lot of tummy problems, so I have to keep on with my food program, so I eat at certain times.
We could excuse you for a half hour so you could eat and come back. I mean,
no, because I'm starving hungry. I've been putting on too much weight lately, so I've got to be a good girl. Yeah, that's all. Start the show earlier, Tommy. We can start the show at 6:30 here.
See, my problem is I have to walk my dog at that time frame, and I have to walk him for about an hour, depending on how long it takes him to do what he's got to do. So, he wakes up the same time every day. I can't make him wake up at different timing.
I work full time, so I work from home.
You're not working right now.
I do. I work from home.
With the animals? How do you work with animals in your home?
Right questions for our policies at work. And and then I'm a full-time housewife as well. I do gardening and I look after my mum. And I have my mum and I have 2 huskies to look after. And I'm trying to write a book. So I have little time, which I do.
You're working on your ET book now?
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, thanks, Tina. It's always a pleasure. We'll see you again next week. Any questions, email me, text me, anything cool comes your way.
So, and you guys, please stay safe no matter where you are. Have your COVID vaccine or just stay safe and keep up with the news. Get dates, appearances, or you just keep up with it, guys, and have some answers. Vladimir, thank you for tonight. And Sasha, we'll see you again next week, guys. Please come on. That's me from the UK. Goodbye, guys. Have a good evening.
Good talking to you. Take care.
Bye-bye, Angie. Bye.
All right, people. That was Tina Bird. We do a show regularly every Tuesday. Please send this link out to other people. We're open for questions. We're open up for answers if you have any. But the thing is, right now, there's just so much going on. I really like to get into a little bit heavier with her about what's going on, especially in the UFO world. Oh, Corey Good is putting out a movie. They're saying it's going to be as good as Star Wars. But it's supposedly based on his story about going into the future for 20 years, futuristic city, coming back to here. Remember, his talk when he says these blue aliens show him videos, and not recently, but when they did, they showed him videos of everything. I said, that's called mind programming. If I put a video inside your brain, what makes it real? And for him, it was his. He claims everything that they showed him was his truth. But I look at what people bring out to the world. I got a simple thing to bring out to the world. A simple technique to help you become spiritual. And that's more important than anything else or any else place you can go on this planet to learn or see or do anything. Because you're going to die. No matter how many drugs you take, how many vitamins you take, no matter what exercise you do, you're going to die. And right now, you're not going to live past 125 years old. So if you think you're going to feel better at 90 and 100, that's your choice. I look at all the people that are, they look old. I don't think I saw anybody that's 120, which is one person alive that's 120, looks young and happy and healthy. Never mind what they experience in their life, because when you're that old, you're going to see half of your family die. Not half, but you're going to see a lot of people in your family die. So if you want to live like that, that's your choice. But as far as why you're really here, why are aliens here? See, there's similar questions, but for different reasons. Aliens are here because they don't know better. Go ahead, Sash.
I had a question for Vlad. He says that aliens are more in the spiritual realm. Which what do you mean by that? Like, which dimension is it? Is it a certain dimension? Are you referring to?
Well, let me tell you this. From my truth, my experience, and everything else, aliens are in the lowest dimension, the physical reality. We have
just like us.
Well, no, let me tell him this. Now, we have three dimensions to this reality. So when the government says they're going like this CERN, they're trying to get into a different dimension, it's still the physical reality. I mean, we assume the physical reality is just the physical reality. But it's like a proton, neutron, and electron. There's 3 parts to everything. Magnetic field, magnetical energy versus, there's 3 aspects to magnetic energy as well. All right. Everything has a 3 combination, which makes it whatever it is. So when we say the physical reality, it's only one of the dimensions. I'm not talking 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. That's all the physical dimension. It's like it's here and now in this moment. When you go beyond that, you go past that whole realm, those realms completely. Aliens can't go there. Sorry, people, if you think aliens are spiritual, they're not. They can't get past the astral plane. All right. And the astral plane is merging with this reality. And that's why.
And here's my other question. If that basis is true, then why would a more spiritual entity need to deceive something?
Aliens are not spiritual at any level. They don't offer us any help. So what are they really? Just like an ant colony, bee colony, they're out to survive. That's all. Power and ego becomes like the root of their reasoning. Like that's the most important thing to them. To become president, that's like supposedly the highest you can attain in this reality. Really? I don't think Trump attained it. Or when you talk about what higher goals can you have to be a president of a company, it's always about power. It has nothing to do with finding truth, finding God, finding what happens after death, all the important things that really matter or should matter. And you're so programmed into thinking you're so spiritual because you send love to the world and things like that. We've been programmed so much over and over. We forgot the connection of our true being, meaning soul, what it really is. Aliens have a soul. People say, well, they don't have souls, Greys don't. They do, but it's limited. Soul grows in awareness, and the more awareness it grows, the further it can travel and be, meaning outside of the physical reality. And until something becomes aware, it's never going to attain that. Alien race is more concerned about the physical reality and controlling that, the same as the president's controlling the U.S. So it's such a limited viewpoint and a limited truth. And do they want to talk anything beyond that? Like, who has the most power on this planet? The richest people. So that has nothing to do with spirituality at any level. Who creates all the laws on this? Well, keeping your chakras closed is really important. But when you leave your body, you got to leave one of your chakras, usually your crown chakra, and it's really a good thing to do. I mean, you can leave through your stomach chakra as well. But it depends where your vibration is, which is how you're going to leave your body, and then where you're going to go, who you're going to meet, and what you're going to do. All those things are critical, but all those things you need to learn. And aliens here teaching us any of that? Of course not. They're teaching us how to build the most dangerous weapons. They're giving us the most dangerous weapons to play with. Go ahead, Sasha.
No, I was just agreeing.
Well, we're at a point in history. They keep saying we repeat ourselves. Yeah, we're going to destroy ourselves again. Where else are we going? Yeah. Trump comes out and says global warming's not real. This isn't real. That's not real. Hawaii had the coldest weather we ever had. This other country, whatever, the desert had snow. Things that never, ever happened in history.
So Jerusalem had the first snow since, I think, like the 60s or something.
I mean, these little things that are happening, and you don't say nothing's wrong with the weather.
Right.
And then again, with chemtrails and fracking and all these, the geothermal, all of them affect the reality of where we live, health-wise. So, of course, we come up with another virus, and I can put all the facts out, but I don't want to even get into that. All the facts are there. We created the virus. We gave it to Japan, China to work with. All that's real. All that's true. It's all documented in detail if you want to find the truth about it. So to say, well, no, they know what they did. They know what they're doing. And then again, if you pull up U.S. agenda, UN Agenda 21, you'll find out the facts of why they're doing it. Oh, and people keep saying, oh, in a couple of years, we're going to be this and better. And no, we're not. When you computerize everything, where computers do everything, they don't need your sorry ass. That's for sure. And until people see that, I mean, taxi cabs are going to come up to your house with nobody in it, and you're going to step inside it? Really? And you think that's going to be beneficial to the human race? Imagine getting on a plane with no pilot inside it. I mean, we can't even fly planes. But Mr. Musk said all his cars are 250% more safer to drive in, much safer to drive in, than a human driving the car. So guess what? Humans are becoming obsolete. And if people can't see that, I don't know what's going on with reality. I mean, sex, money, football, baseball, I mean, all the programs that they're locked into. I'm not saying it's wrong, but do you have any other awareness of anything else going on in reality? Where we're really headed? What's really headed towards us? I mean, we place our attention on these limited things which are limited to this physical reality. When we're not that. When we die, we're not this body. We're not planet Earth. Oh, dust to dust, we go back to dirt. Well, you want to believe you're dirt again? What do you want to believe in? You don't want to understand that something was driving around in this car until it broke down? There's so many things that people should be thinking about, working for, trying to understand, other than the programmed idea, good aliens are going to come help us. I mean, please. If they've been here 450,000 years ago, like the Anunnaki are saying they were, and all these other stories, and they can't help mankind in any way, obviously they didn't grow at all in all that time. And we're going to grow spiritually while we're still listening to them. So, we're at a sad place right now. And I'm sad. I'm depressed. I look at reality. I look at people. I look at their consciousness. I look at what they're dealing with, what they want to know about. I mean, yeah, I follow Trump. I follow what he's doing because that affects every single person on this planet. And nothing's affecting anybody for the beneficial part of becoming more spiritually aware and helpful to mankind. Musk and Gates are so evil what they're doing to the planet. And people, still listen to them like they have more control over us? They do. They can buy your house away from you if you don't even want to sell it. I mean, they can do anything they want. Now, Mr. Gates is buying all the farmland in the United States. Why? Does anybody have a reason to why he would do that? There's a reason behind it. You don't do things when you're that rich for not a reason. And rich people think they have the ultimate goal and truth, whatever that is. But people,
well,
we got a lot of questions coming out. Please, if you have any answers, put them in the chat room. Send them. My email address is hawksblood1@aol.com. I give my first 2 books away for free. My newest book is still on the bookshelves if you want to order it. I'm trying to make it so I can send it to people for free. I mean, I got to work that out somehow in the near future. I want to do that. But I've been so involved with trying to get my bike and get my UFO stuff together so I can go out and film some heavy duty stuff right now. Because all my friends are telling me every day what they see. It's growing, people. Go out there. I'll send you my first book, How to See a UFO Field Manual. It's about 200 pages. It's a PDF file. I'll send it to you for free. Sure, you can send me $1 back if you liked it even. But, I'm trying to help people get aware of who and what they are, where they are. Not trying to take away their life, trying to program them to believe in something else. No, like Tina. She said she shouldn't be paying taxes. They're not protecting her. Nobody's protecting her. So she should pay for protection? From what? The snowman? What? I mean, she's been abducted how many times and things like that. And all the other people that are being abducted. They should pay taxes for protection? The police department is protecting them from what? So we got a real serious scenario going around. You can't say aliens because then you're considered crazy. I mean, I was most of my life. Most of the people around me said, oh, that crazy person that believes in aliens. Well, I want to live until the world knows that they're real. And then I'll be happy because then all those people that said, oh, he was always crazy. No, they realize who I am. Even my family and people like that. That's all I care about. There's not much else I could leave here because even a book will be translated into something different. Truth comes from a person alive, not dead. They're dead. They can't tell us the truth anymore. They could tell us what it might have been when they were alive, if they even knew it then. But they didn't. How many people around George Washington knew about aliens? But he did know about soul travel. He was able to leave his body. Mm-hmm. So there's the truth there, how far a person goes. George Washington left his body to see where the army was on the other side, who he was fighting, and he knew where they were. I saw a picture of that in the Juma Mansion, where he built the first headquarters, U.S. government army headquarters. But again, do you want that kind of truth? Do you want the real truth behind things? All right. Or will you want to sit there and listen to programmed ideas of people programmed by aliens or government saying, well, the aliens said this or they're doing that. And does it help us? No. So people, please send this link to everybody you know. Try to get more people involved. I would like to bring more people on. I could bring 10 people on at a time right now. I mean, if I was making money, I'd bring a lot more people on, but I'm paying for this site right now. and it comes out of my pocket. I'm not making money on that. I don't want to. I mean, I'm just doing this to bring truth out. And if you want to say I'm a fool or an idiot, I'm crazy, listen to all those other people. See where it gets you. When you're on your dying bed, I'd like to face you and say, okay, now what? What do you got to base anything on? What do you think's going to happen? Well, the aliens are going to come take my body. And really? All right, people, I gave you enough stuff for today. Please tune in. I'll probably do another show in the next couple of days. I want to really hit hard on the whole government thing and what's happening with everything else going on right now. But peace, love, compassion, whatever you need in your life, hope you get it. Hope you search for it. Never stop looking. Never stop searching. I mean, when you find it, you'll know you have it. And then you won't need to search anymore. But if you don't know the answers, you still need to search. All right. And not what you were told. What you can prove to yourself is the truth. Not what other people say. Not what other people write. The Sumerian tablets, the Emerald tablets, all those tablets that were written a long time ago by a person. Is it helping you right now? I don't think so. So with that, people, until next time, thanks, Sasha, for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, same here. Thanks, Tommy.
I'll let you know when I'm doing another show this week if you want to come on, if you're around. But yeah, I want to get into some hardcore questions, which nobody's talking about. All right. Till then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.